some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I...
Standing into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed a perfect game.
High fly ball into right field. She is gone. In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. Mikey Kershaw pitches a no-hitter. It is gone. It is a walk-off home run for Justin Turner. It's over. Muncy, a walk-off home run. This is way back. Walk 'em off. Chris Taylor.
Give me some peanuts and cracker jack. I don't care if I never get back that...
It's time for Dodger baseball.
First Dodger home run. Welcome to Dodger Stadium. Dodgers win.
This is the golden age of Dodger baseball.
Grand slam. It's a double for Freddie. Mookie magic.
They're going to make big signings. They're going to make impact trades. This is the most anticipated season in Dodgers history.
Dodgers have won it all in 2020.
Think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out. What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Thanks for rocking with us. After the Dodgers lose their third straight game, they lose tonight to the Oakland A's, the Dodgers' last trip in the Oakland Coliseum. They now lost 3 games in a row. The Dodgers fall to the A's tonight 6-5. Their record drops to 63-47, just 4 games up on the Arizona Diamondbacks in the National League West. The Dodgers have now lost 11 of their last 13 road games, and tonight the offense not much doing after Teoscar's home run, 2-run shot in the first inning. Shohei Ohtani made it interesting with a 3-run bomb late to pull the Dodgers within 1, but this Dodgers team, they failed to get another quality start from one of their best starters this season in Gavin Stone. In their last 55 games, the Dodgers have exactly 13 quality starts. Just 13 quality starts in the last 55 games. In their first 54 games, they had 25 quality starts. So you're just not getting enough. We're going to talk about Gavin Stone, what's wrong with Gavin Stone, why he just hasn't been the same pitcher since the 9-inning complete game scoreless shutout in Chicago. He just hasn't been the same guy. And it looks like fatigue's a factor. It looks like he's hitting a little bit of a rookie wall. I'm going to tell you what that means for this team. But since Gavin Stone's complete game shutout on June 26th, he's gone 22 2/3 innings. He's pitched 39 innings, and in those innings, he's allowed 18 runs on 39 hits. 18 runs on 39 hits, 17 strikeouts, and 6 walks. So 22 2/3 innings, 39 hits in 22 2/3 innings. 18 runs, 17 punch-outs, and 6 walks. Also, he's allowed 7 home runs. 7 home runs during that stretch. And in his first 15 starts, he allowed just 6 home runs total. So the home runs are a problem. The hits are a problem. Just not hitting his spots like we've seen him do it. And look, it's tough to hit corners, but he's just not hitting corners as tightly as he was early off in the season. But thanks for joining us here for the Dodgers Nation post-game show. A little under the weather here, but guys, you know, I got to definitely make sure we're on live after this one and talk about what's wrong with this Dodgers team. Because, yes, this is not the Dodgers team that you're expecting to see, right? This is a Dodgers team that has been decimated by injuries, and you have Freddie Freeman dealing with a family emergency. You have Shohei Ohtani was in a little bit of slump before he hit the home run. He was on an 0 for 15 streak. So, yeah, this is definitely a down period for this Dodgers team as they transition their newly acquired trade pieces. You see Jack Flaherty is going to make his start tomorrow, his Dodgers debut wearing number 0. I think some positives tonight. Ahmed Rosario, he looked good. He got a double in his first at-bat back. I want to see more Ahmed Rosario. Kevin Kiermaier, he went 0 for 2 tonight. But, yeah, it's not fun right now when it comes to Dodger baseball, just because of the way that this team is playing. And the way that this team is playing, you're seeing too many strikeouts. Too many strikeouts for this Dodgers team. And, yes, a lot of the guys in this lineup are not going to be guys they're going to see there in big spots in the postseason. But still, I mean, the approach at the plate needs to be modified, and you need to see more of a two-strike approach. I mean, you saw late there, that was a two-strike approach by Teoscar Hernandez. He's got the flat bat path. He can get his barrel where he wants to in any spot, but 11 strikeouts again for the Dodgers. 11 straight games, 11 strikeouts for LA. That's the 6th straight game where the Dodgers have at least 11 strikeouts. They've gone down swinging at least 11 times in the last 6 straight games. That is a franchise record and not a good record to set. But welcome to the Dodgers Nation postgame show. We are not happy here at this moment because of the way this team is performing. And like I said, objects in the rear appear closer than they appear. The Arizona Diamondbacks just 4 games back in the National League West. But sound off in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this team. Are we just going to chalk this up to, okay, they're missing a good portion of their starting lineup? Or are we going to say, no, there's a serious concern here? Because I think this is a serious concern because Gavin Stone, he was in the conversation for who's going to be your Game 4 starter. But Kershaw didn't look good a few nights ago. Stone didn't look good tonight. Hopefully Jack Flaherty can right this ship and be the stopper tomorrow. But you need Yamamoto back. You really need this rotation to find some continuity and start giving this team some length. Like I said, 13 quality starts in their last 55 games. That is not going to get it done. That's not winning baseball. D-Mac Jr. says, get your Cancun flights ready. We got to why didn't Rosario start the game? Raul Navar. We need to see some Ahmed Rosario because Rosario has been raking all season long. He's hitting over 300 against lefties and righties. He's really found something with his swing this season where he was already a really good hitter just in general, but he's taken it to a whole nother level. So, look, Rosario is going to factor big time in for this team down the stretch. And as much success as Gavin Lux has had this season for the last couple of weeks, not this season, but in the last couple of months, really, you start to see him kind of find some things. But then the last couple of weeks, he really started to look like the guy we saw a few years ago. But still, even so, he hasn't had a ton of success against lefties. So I would definitely want to see Rosario there. You also can use him in the outfield. He needs to see the field. I don't care if it's the corner outfield spots. I don't care if it is playing second base, platooning him with Gavin Lux. I don't care if it's at shortstop if you need him there in a pinch. But still, I mean, Rosario, they need his bat in the lineup, and he needs to be starting now. The Dodgers probably play with heart if they were chasing first place from Camilo. We got Brian lost to an A's team that only has one good player, which is Rooker. Yeah, that's the other thing, too. I mean, Brent Rooker, we've talked about him on the show for so long because we were targeting him as a trade target. I mean, just look at that situation. We're going to break down this whole game in depth like we always do. But, I mean, Joe Kelly comes in there in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Gavin Stone is clearly out of gas. It's a 2-2 game at that point. He walks Buehler. He just could not hit the zone with his changeup or his four-seam fastball. He was missing arm side. And then Andujar, he triples to right on a sinker right out over the heart of the plate, left it a little up, and then J.J. Buehler, he gets behind the count 2-0, and then he misses with a curveball, leaves it out over the plate, and that scores another run, and the A's go up 4-2 at that point. So they get a run on the Andujar triple. That made it 3-2. Then Bladay's double put them ahead 4-2. And you bring in Joe Kelly. And Joe Kelly, 1-1 count, a 1-1 count to Brent Rooker. And you're going change up on the inner half, and that ends up middle. And he hits an absolute tank, 419 feet, the 2-run shot. And that puts the A's up 6-2. The pitch sequencing for the Dodgers lately has not been good in big spots. I mean, you're throwing it right to guys' nitro zones, right to areas where they can get those hands in and crush it. And you got a guy like Brent Rooker who's doing damage about as much as anyone in the league really this season, outside of the Juan Soto's, Aaron Judge's, and Shohei Ohtani's. But, I mean, this is someone who's done damage all season. You go in there, you throw him a changeup right out over the heart of the plate. I just don't understand it with the runner at second. So, I mean, just the sequencing hasn't been good. The pitching hasn't been good. The starting pitching has not gone deep enough into games, and it's definitely starting to become a major concern for this team. We got this team has no flipping fire in the dugout. Roy Estrada, Julio Rojo, what part of the Vegas? By the way, I have some positive news to get into later. We have some positive injury updates that will hopefully make our Friday nights a little more enjoyable here. Steven, that's a bruh right there for sure. We got Kelly Oshiro, Tyler, Yoshi, Flaherty, and River Ryan. Kelly Oshiro. Hey, I said on the show a couple days ago, River Ryan, let's see what he might be one of the major X factors for this team down the stretch. There's no doubt about it. I'm just seeing and hearing a lot of excuses and not realizing there's a legit possibility they could miss the postseason at this rate from Ethan. We need Yamamoto back, Raul, Navar, Fire Roberts. It's time to rip off the Band-Aid. Pathetic at-bats. Craig Osterberg. Too many 200 hitters in the lineup. Yeah, I was talking to Ron Say a couple years ago, and he said that's kind of one of the big issues with this team in the postseason is, yes, too many hitters in the lineup that just don't have that bat to ball that you need in certain spots. And we saw in this game, I mean, they rely so heavily on the home run ball, and unfortunately, that's not going to win you a World Series. You have to be able to put the ball in play. Contact is king in certain situations. You saw there in the top of the first inning. Gavin Lux gets a 2-out single. Teoscar Hernandez comes up 2-2 count. He crushes a home run to left, 383 feet for his 23rd home run of the season. Dodgers up 2-0 early. You're starting to feel good about the night, and hopefully they can get back on track. But outside of that, look at top of the second. They go down 1-2-3. Top of the third, 1-2-3. Not much doing. Top of the fourth, they go down in order. Top of the fifth, they go down in order. I mean, they were getting absolutely dominated by tonight by Estes. And there was a point in time he ended up retiring the last 13 Dodgers that he faced. I mean, they had no answer for him. And yes, like I said, you have to qualify it by saying yes, that they're not going to be having guys like Cavan Biggio having big time postseason at bats or anything like that. But still, I mean, they weren't able to get anything going until the 6th inning when Will Smith drew a 2-out walk, and then Lux, he also drew a walk next batter. Then Teoscar Hernandez with runners on first and second. He strikes out on a 4-seam fastball away. And that's another thing, too. The Dodgers just looking late on heaters, late on fastballs, and they're looking in between in certain spots. And I think one thing you need to see from this team is their ability to have success against high-velocity fastballs, because that is a recipe for disaster. Is just staying in the box and trying to get the pitch count up, trying to not expand the zone, trying to wait for your pitch to hit. No, sometimes you have to be aggressive early in counts, and that's one of the reasons why Gavin Lux's season turned around, is because he wasn't just sitting there in the box trying to take pitches. No, I mean, you have to be a little more aggressive if you're this Dodgers team, and also be aggressive early in counts, but not with your home run swing. So, yeah, the approach right now, it just, hitting is contagious both ways when you're not hitting and when you are hitting. And right now, unfortunately, they're just not hitting. I mean, top of the 7th inning, you had an opportunity. TJ McFarland was in pitching for the A's. And then Ahmed Rosario, by the way, Mitchell out of half full. Ahmed Rosario, he needs to be in the lineup while their key members are out. While Mookie's out. Rosario has been raking all year. Rosario's batting average will be second highest on the team this season, right? That's how good of a year he's had, and that's how this team really just hasn't had a lot of good hitters as far as hitting for average with a consistency. So Rosario, he doubles to left. Really nice piece of hitting, changeup down the zone. And then Cavan Biggio, he strikes out looking. Then Kike, he's able to draw a walk. The Dodgers with runners on first and second. Pages pinch hits for Kiermaier. They make a switch. Adams comes in to face Pages. And then Pages, he strikes out swinging. And Andy Pages, I mean, he just has not been seeing the ball well at all. The plate discipline, just swinging at a slider that was all the way a foot out of the zone at that point. He goes down. Then Outman, he pinch hits for Ahmed. And Kike, he's able to get to second on a wild pitch. Rosario, he advances to third. And then James Outman, he gets hit by a pitch to load the bases for Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani on an 0-for-14 slump at this point. He grounds to first. Just a slider on the outer half, top of the zone, just really nothing doing with it, and that's the end of the inning. The Dodgers get no runs on that one hit, but leave the bases loaded. And then top of the eighth, Will Smith struck out looking, Luck struck out looking, way too many strikeouts. Teoscar Drew got a 2-out single, and then Rosario, he grounded into a fielder's choice, but too many strikeouts. And then top of the ninth inning, Kike got a 1-out single to left, and then a couple batters later, Outman, he drew a 2-out walk, and then Shohei Ohtani on a 1-1 count. He crushed a 405-foot bomb for his 33rd home run of the season. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it was worth the price of admission for the fans that were at the Oakland Coliseum, but still, it made it a little interesting, but you didn't really feel like this team was going to come back. Will Smith, he grounded out, and that ended the game. The Dodgers go down 6-5 to the Oakland A's. The team at 46-65. And we also have to talk about Will Smith, because Will Smith just has not been Will Smith of late. Will Smith goes 0-for-4 tonight with a walk. And he recently said that the Dodgers are going to get it right because the Dodgers are the best team in baseball. And I love the confidence. I have no issue with him saying that. But in July, Will Smith hit 208 with a 724 OPS. In June, he hit 203 with a 642 OPS. In May, he hit 212 with a 773 OPS. April, he was hot, 337 with a 921 OPS. But, I mean, he's been hovering around 200 for 3 months now. And I think you definitely need to get to the bottom of what's happening with Will Smith. They're attacking him up in the zone, fastballs up and away. We know he can get his hands in on fastballs on the inner half. But, yeah, Will Smith, you need more from Will Smith right now, especially in the playoffs. But, okay, guys, let's hear what you guys have to say. Fire away down below in the comment section. Monster says, dream another dream. This dream is over. Look, the one positive here outside of the fact that this is not the team that they're going into the postseason with. You're missing 2 MVPs right now in Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts, both of which you're going to get back. Both are going to be at 100%. I mean, Freddie's not even injured, and Mookie is going to be at 100%. If you do want to spin a positive tonight, I think Rosario, I like what I saw from him in the double that he hit tonight. Also, Evan Phillips looked more Evan Phillips-ish. Got to give him some credit tonight. Evan Phillips, in his appearance, efficient, was able to get the job done. He struck out the side. He goes 1 inning, had 3 punch-outs, did allow a hit, but 12 pitches and 11 for a strike. So I really like what I saw from Evan Phillips, and I think that is going to be the game changer for this bullpen, is if Evan Phillips can get right. You know, I've said it. I said it a month ago when I wanted this team to trade for Michael Kopech, and I told you how dirty that stuff is, how nasty that fastball is. He just needs to command it. I would like to see Michael Kopech get those saves, get those final 3 outs, and put Evan Phillips in a position where he's fully optimized as that fireman. So, yeah, I really like what I saw from Evan Phillips tonight. That definitely was extremely encouraging and something that the Dodgers really needed to see. Bottom of the 6th inning, he was in to face Geloff, and he strikes him out swinging. Four-seam fastball challenged him hard on the plate. Then he gave up the single to Schumann to right. Then he bounces back, and he ends up striking out Andujar swinging on a sweeper. So the sweeper looked better. The shape was better. The placement, the command was better. So that really was one of the only positives tonight for this Dodgers team. Just not getting up from the starting rotation. Daniel Lehman needs a haircut. Fire him. Nando. Denny Cortez, they were playing okay without Mookie and Muncy, but now they're drowning without Freddie. Yeah, look, this team just needs to tread water, but it's getting tough. They are drowning a little bit without their superstars. And it really comes down to the fact, though, is yes, you need your offense to come through. You need better at bats. You can't have double-digit strikeouts every single time out. But you, at some point, need to get length from starting pitching. You are not getting that right now. Since the beginning of June, they're averaging less than 5 innings per start. So I don't care if you have Mariano Rivera out there, Eric Gagne out there. I mean, Trevor Hoffman, whoever you want to bring, Andrew Miller in 2016. I don't care, Josh Hader, how many relievers you want us to name. I don't care who you have out there. If your bullpen has to cover 4 innings a night, 5 innings a night, at some point, one of those guys is going to be having an off night because they're taxed or they just don't have it that night, and you are going to lose ball games. Your record is going to reflect that. So they need more consistency. They need starting pitching to turn it around. And like I said, Gavin Stone, who has been a rock for this rotation for the majority of the season, appears to have hit a little bit of a rookie wall. Since, I'll repeat myself again because it's really, we got Ozzy, thank you for the 199 super chat. Would rather us be cold now and peak in October. Exactly. Give you a UN. Totally. The positives are endless on this one. You don't want to peak too early. You got the cavalry coming. The reinforcements are on the way. You're getting 2 MVPs back. You're getting an all-star back in Max Muncy. You're getting your big trade deadline acquisition tomorrow, making his first start in Dodger Blue. Harvard Westlake's own, the 818's own Mr. Jack Flaherty. So that's going to be exciting. I think the team needs that energy from him tomorrow. You have Michael Kopech, he struck out the side in his Dodger debut. Rosario got a hit tonight. Edmonds on the mend. Kiermaier plays great defense. So there's definitely things to look forward to, but you do have some concern about the starting rotation because you still need that 4th starter. You still need that Game 3 starter because we don't know if Yamamoto is 100% going to be who he was before the injury. But Gavin Stone was someone who a couple weeks ago you could pencil him in. You could absolutely pencil him in for your Game 3 starter or someone you could depend upon in the postseason. The question now is, can they depend on Gavin Stone in the postseason? Does he get bumped into the bullpen? Do they try to see what is going on with him? Like I said, since that shutout, I mean, 5 starts, 22 and 2/3 innings, 18 runs on 39 hits, 17 strikeouts to 6 walks. Early on tonight, he looked nasty. His stuff looked nastier than a gas station bathroom. Early on, he had swing and miss. If you looked at the first inning there, bottom of the first, struck out Buehler, 4-seam fastballs, hit 96. Andujar singled, 4-seam fastball on the corner there. Blade singled, so he get back-to-back singles, but he got his way out of it by striking out Langoliers with a changeup. Nasty changeup, just great tumble out of the zone, great swing and miss. Bottom of the second, struck out Geloff for the 3rd out of the inning, 4-seam fastball up in the zone. 3rd inning, worked his way around traffic. Schumann had a single to right. Then a 1-out single to Andujar. So too many hits. And like I said, a lot of times when pitchers are not finding their corners, when Stone is successful, he's painting corners. Period, point blank. He's setting guys up with 2-seam. He's setting guys up with 4-seam. He's hitting the strikes early in counts, getting ahead in the count, and then setting it up for the nasty changeup, for the nasty out pitches. And right now, you're just not seeing enough of that. So can you trust Gavin Stone? I mean, we need to see more of the Gavin Stone we saw in the first part of the season versus the one that we've seen in his last 5 starts. First 15 starts of the season gave up 6 home runs total in those 15 starts combined. He's given up 7 home runs his last 5 starts. So definitely concerned with Gavin Stone. And he's been fantastic. And I do think he can turn it around. I think he's just a little fatigued. I truly think, you look at the way he's just been able to post and be there for this team this season. Where would this team be without Gavin Stone? But, I think you saw the slider, the sinker, the curveball, and the changeup. He went predominantly with the changeup tonight, 38% of the time. But, let's get to your takes, guys. Keep firing away. All you negative fans aren't realizing all of our good players are injured. They will come back August and September. Yeah, I think that's definitely a great point. You have to bring it up. It's a reality. It's not an excuse. It's an explanation. That's true. There's no doubt about it. Sorry, guys, a little sick. But the truth of the matter is, though, is that this roster is still better than their record reflects right now with those guys out. They've had success with Mookie out. I think you could see a lot of, Ohtani's been carrying this team. Smith has really put a lot of burn on himself. Same with Teoscar Hernandez. This is a different team, and it really just speaks to how valuable Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman truly are. And Mookie is truly the straw that stirs the Dodgers drink. And they need him back badly. And good news, we got a really positive update about that we're going to get into in a little bit here. We got DFLA, DMAC absolutely right to build Phillips' confidence back up in a non-pressure situation. Yeah, that's what I loved about that too. It's a 6-2 game at that point, not a lot of pressure. Evan Phillips is still one of the best relievers in the league. Just this happens sometimes. In the course of a 162-game season, from a mechanic standpoint, from a confidence standpoint, from a feel standpoint, sometimes pitchers go through this. But when the velocity is consistent, when the spin rate's consistent, then you can get back there. And the fact is, the velocity hasn't dipped, the spin hasn't dipped. It's just about polishing those mechanics back up, finding something that you really have done for the last couple of seasons and getting back to that. So I think tonight, hey, if Evan Phillips can build momentum onto this, if this offense can build momentum on Shohei Ohtani's home run late and take it until tomorrow and give Jack Flaherty some run support in his first start as a Dodger, then that's great. But you got to kind of count the small victories and then the ones that are going to play into the big picture, right? The biggest, really, your biggest takeaway tonight could honestly be Rosario's double. Oh, wait a minute. Is Rosario going to rake for this team? Is Rosario going to be a 300-ish hitter, not a guy that you're going to struggle with? Because if he is, Rosario could be an absolute wild card for this team. He absolutely could. Did they get him for a 27-year-old right-handed pitcher in AAA for nothing? Yeah. Rosario, that could be big time. And then Evan Phillips going out there and pitching the way he did. Takes more than one game to get into a slump, more than one game to get out of a slump. But the beautiful thing about Rosario this season, 73rd percentile in strikeout rate at 17.3%. His chase rate's pretty high, but the expected batting average is high, though. So he brings an element to this offense that I think it's sorely missed. We got, absolutely. Stone is cooked. No, I don't think so. I think Stone can still definitely help this team. DMAG 1 through 5, Daniel Clark, my 1 through 5 as far as my lineup, the optimal lineup. I really don't think it's changed a ton. I think Mookie Betts has to go back to leadoff just because I don't know how much I trust the bottom of this lineup to put Shohei Ohtani in run-producing opportunities. And the truth of the matter is your best hitter should be batting second, and he's still going to get plate appearances. He's still going to get opportunities to get on base. And I do like the idea, though, of splitting up Shohei and Freddie in the 2 and 3 spots. I don't want him to go back to that because then you give the opposing manager the advantage of setting up a lefty-lefty matchup there with a bullpen piece late in the game. So I'd prefer to see Mookie batting leadoff, Shohei batting second. At this point, I honestly would consider putting Teoscar Hernandez at third, and then Freddie batting cleanup, and then Will Smith batting fifth. But if Will Smith starts to perform like the Will Smith we know, then you consider flip-flopping Will Smith and Teoscar Hernandez. But Teoscar, the year he's having, it's tough to argue with that. I think Teoscar batting third in between Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani. I mean, he's been one of the best hitters in baseball this season. He truly has. So, look, I still feel very confident about this team. It's not fun right now. I know it isn't. I know you guys hate to see this, but, yeah, I mean, they definitely need to weather this storm. They really, truly do, and they need to get guys back. We're going to talk about the guys that are going to get back here in a second here. No, they cannot depend on Stone. Let me get some water, guys. Outman is an easy out. He should not be on this team. I mean, look, guys, let's be honest. We all love the James Outmans of the world. I mean, the Nick Ahmeds, the Kevin Biggio's, sure, fine, whatever, but you guys know that that's just as placeholders, man. They're seat fillers right now while guys get healthy. So, I mean, look, if this team was doing this when they were completely healthy, yeah, man, it'd be a level 10 emergency fire type of concern, right? But the good thing is that this isn't the team that they're going to be facing, right? This is not the A, B, or C lineup right now, if we're being completely honest right now. But we've also got some answers, too. We've got some answers about Andy Paz the last couple months. And I think that's going to be really interesting, an interesting question down the stretch. But let's get into some of your comments, guys. And we got some Fire Dave Roberts from Juice Narrows, Go Tani from Boltman. Yeah, comment Go Tani down below so you're eligible for our Shohei Ohtani jersey giveaway at 95,000 subscribers. J-Cam, Chris Taylor was starting to play better. We missing him right now for sure. Kenny Chung, what's up, Kenny Chung? Thank you, fans. Yeah, don't post a thank you, fans graphic yet, okay? Let's not be that dramatic, but I love it. I think it's hilarious. I'll give you a comment to the show for that one. Is Ron Peronowski still alive from Gary Glenn? Nice Ron Peronowski pull right there. I always gotta appreciate that on this show. Stone shouldn't be a starter in the postseason. ADG. Look, I mean, the good thing about the last part of the season is there's a ton of competition within this team. So they're competing to hold on to the NL West. They're competing for the top two spots in the National League. But also, as far as their rotation goes, Tyler Glasnow is the lock for your game one starter. But Yoshinobu Yamamoto and Jack Flaherty, could they be competing for number two? Yes. Gavin Stone, River Ryan, Walker Buehler, Clayton Kershaw, are they competing for number four? Right? I mean, you can make the case that Landon Knack is better than a couple of those guys, if we're being completely honest. So that's definitely going to help. Doug, okay, let's, here we go. They need to win division, only option, forget the wild card. Doug, fine. What up, BC? The Paxton release was a mistake. Victor Banos. You know, I love your takes, but I respectfully disagree. I'm done watching till September. That is from John Mack. Hey, no, man, come on. You got to stick with this team. I think this is more fascinating than ever to watch this team in the regular season. Tons of really juicy subplots. How long? We got to Mark Bray. We have had slides during the World Series seasons with everyone. We will get things going again. Yeah, you're talking about a team that lost 11 in a row in 2017, and that team lost 16 of 17 games. But this is not their B lineup, man, not their C lineup, right? I mean, this is a depleted team right now. D-Mac, can't blame me for being sick. If I woke up every day and seen the Dodgers, I'd be sick too. That's a bruh. Yeah, this team makes me sick. No, man, I love this team. That's what baseball, man. You're going to lose 1/3 of your games. You're going to win 1/3 of your games. What you do with the other 1/3 of your games that counts, right? That's, of course, Tommy Lasorda. But Selena Martinez, maybe Dodgers fans should take a page from the Phillies fans to support their players when they are going through it. It's a fire take. At least with a UCL injury, you can still be on your feet practicing your body mechanics. Chief Analytics has taken you down a rabbit hole so far. Reality can't be found. Brian Gags. What up, Brian Gags? How you doing, my man? Michael Negretti. We're all sick, D-Mac. We're all sick of the Dodgers losing. Fire take. Yeah, you get a fire take for that one, Michael. I like that. D-Mac, free that frog in your throat. Ribbit. Ribbit. BC, 1 hit and 6 runs in the last 27 innings, and 3 of those runs came in the last inning. Yeah, you're just not seeing quality ABs enough. You just aren't. And a lot of that is just because of the sheer lack of talent that they're used to in some of those key spots. We're being quite frank about this, but also I think this team is just kind of going through it right now. I mean, just this team on the road, 11-13. They've lost 11 of the last 13 games. So we got to need some bunts to move runners over. Runs become contagious. That's from Leon J. I think that there's something to that as far as just being a little scrappier and grittier when you don't have your big boppers in the lineup. I mean, when you got Mookie and Freddie, you can live off slow. You can just live off just their excellence. But I think when you have a different group of guys in there that you can't count on from an offensive standpoint, I definitely think that would be a good change of pace that they would benefit from. But I don't think we're going to see that. Will Smith must be fifth. He is not like that. From DDP. Our pitchers have been giving up home runs at a Guinness World Record pace. Absolutely. It's been a huge issue. The home run balls have hurt this team. Good job dropping that $17 million to re-sign Kershaw from Cobra Commander. Everyone here is negative. Ignore the injuries. Y'all are stubborn. From Jinjo Star. Jay Bullet TC, I hate to say it, but Buehler is washed. He's still getting rocked by minor leaguers, and he's getting worse. So, yeah, let's get into some of those updates here. Because, look, bottom line, the Dodgers lost to an Oakland A's team. Estes was really fantastic outside of that Teoscar home run, and he retired the last 13 Dodgers he faced. Shohei hit a 3-run bomb to make things a little interesting late, but truth of the matter is, you have too many home runs. Gavin Stone wasn't sharp enough. Too many innings from the bullpen. Dodgers just didn't get it done. Not enough hits. More double-digit strikeout games for the Dodgers. So, wasn't pretty at the plate. But on a positive note, there's a lot to be excited about as far as what they're getting back and what is next for this team. And that is, the big news is next Thursday at Dodger Stadium, there's going to be a big sim game next Thursday that's going to include Max Muncy, that's going to include Mookie Betts, that's going to include Tommy Edman, it's going to include pitchers from Rancho. And what's awesome about this sim game is that it does feel like Max Muncy has truly turned the corner. Dave Roberts said a couple days ago that Muncy had crossed a hurdle after he visited a chiropractor, and he was starting to take swings on Thursday, so that was positive. Dave said it's a big step. He swung the bat yesterday. Coaches and the batting practice personnel felt good coming out of it. He's swinging again today. Felt good. He's in a good spot. And then today before the game, like I just said, Dave Roberts revealed that Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, Miguel Rojas, Tommy Edman, they're all scheduled to play in a simulated game next Thursday at Dodgers Stadium. And then following that, Tommy Edman will begin a rehab assignment with the Dodgers. So he's already started his rehab assignment with the St. Louis Cardinals at the AA level, missed some time in between because he hurt his ankle, got an injection, came back. But he'll start his officially with the Dodgers. And that's going to be big for this team because Tommy Edman could absolutely help this team in a big way, especially in center field, possibly at shortstop as well. And then other big news is Yoshinobu Yamamoto is going to be throwing his first bullpen session tomorrow in Oakland, and he could come back as soon as mid-August. So that is the number one thing you need to be looking for tomorrow is Yoshinobu Yamamoto's bullpen session. How does he feel tomorrow after it? How does he feel on Sunday? How's the bounce back go? Because that is going to go a long way in determining if the Dodgers win the World Series this season. How much quality starting pitching they enter October with. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is their $325 million man. Throwing a bullpen session tomorrow. He's not throwing javelins. And that's going to be massive because this team hasn't been the same with him out. And you need him back. You need him back early to evaluate him. Someone just mentioned Walker Buehler. And, yeah, Walker Buehler, it's been rough. Make no mistake about it. Walker Buehler has not performed well during his rehab starts. He had a rehab start on Thursday for AAA Oklahoma City, gave up 4 runs on 7 hits, had 3 walks in 3 1/3 innings. He threw 86 pitches, and I mean, that's a lot of pitches. 86 pitches to record just 10 outs. and he's allowed 8 runs on 15 hits and 5 walks in 6 2/3 innings in his last 2 starts since he began his rehab with OKC. So that's not nice. I mean, that's not quality right there. That you want more from that. I mean, 6 2/3 innings, and you get up 15 hits, 8 runs, and that's his second rehab stint since he came back from Florida. And this is following that hip injury. So, yeah, if you look at his ERA at the minor league level, he's made 8 minor league starts this season. He's at a 5.59 ERA. In major leagues, at the major league level in the show, he's a 5.84 ERA. So he has 8 starts in the minor league level, 8 starts at the big league level. The ERAs are almost identical. So it's tough to say with any confidence that you should expect Walker Buehler to come back. I mean, if you want to be extremely Michelada half full, you could say maybe Walker Buehler just gets the adrenaline of being back in the show and all of a sudden he finds it. But yeah, it definitely looks pretty bleak at the moment. You know, I like to keep 100 with you guys, and that's just the truth. The postseason rotation should be Glasnow, Flaherty, Yoshi, and Stone. As of right now, how the season, I mean, Gavin Stone definitely has earned the trust of the Dodgers pitching coaches and Dave Roberts in the front office. But if you can continue to see this lack of command in the later innings of his starts, I think that could be a concern. I mean, it'd be great to see a Gavin Stone, possibly Clayton Kershaw piggyback situation where Kersh gets the start if he looks right. I mean, if things progress, I mean, didn't get a strikeout in his last start, so it's tough to kind of build on Kersh right now. But yeah, that's the biggest question they need to answer in the last couple of months is assessing what they have as far as their starting pitching heading into October. But hopefully Flaherty can really impress tomorrow because Flaherty is exactly what they need. I mean, Flaherty, 12 of his 18 starts this season, he's gone at least 6 innings. He's averaging 5.93 innings per start, and that's what they need. They need length tomorrow. It'd be great to have a no-hitter like Blake Snell just had for the Giants, but they need length, man. 76 strikeouts last 6 games is a joke. That's from the Peek a Peek. Peek a Peek. This Dodger team has forgotten how to manufacture runs. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's what I really don't like about this team right now as far as the waiting game goes. I think that if you're in the lineup and you're playing for this team, you have to adjust and tailor your approach to the personnel you have. And someone mentioned bunting. I'm not the biggest advocate for bunts. I mean, I like big bunts, and I cannot lie. But it's more about approach than laying down bunts to me. And I think there's too many big swings for hitters, looking at you, the Kevin Biggios of the world, that really shouldn't be out there taking big swings. I mean, there should definitely be a concerted effort to just try to have some consistent offense. And then when they get their big-time bats back, then you can kind of go back to that, if you want the dub, you got the slug-type mentality. But right now, it shouldn't be that mindset with this team, and you're seeing it too often. But really, the pitching has let this team down too many times in the last couple of games, in the last couple of weeks, quite frankly, in the last couple of months, if we're being completely honest. I mean, you just look at last couple of months, I mean, where they're at, there's no doubt about it that they definitely need more length. Less than 5 innings per start since June is not going to lead to a lot of wins. I mean, the Dodgers had their first losing month since 2018 in July, and the biggest reason why was the starting pitching and the lack of length. My dad took an X-Lax, a.k.a. pooping pills, just to drain this loss to the Dodgers from Julio Rojo. You can get a bruh for that one. However, Roberts ruins more players and he turns them into stars. How much are the ticks at the AAM game? I don't know, actually. Sim games count how many's in the standings from BDG. They count as 0, but I like the comment. Michael Negretti, D-Mac sounds like Patrick Mahomes, but not getting paid like Mahomes, bruh. You see how Roberts is an actual manager and can't be carried by an all-star roster. Vince, Max Muncy going to be trash like Kershaw. Ouch. Kershaw's only pitched twice since major surgery. Give him time. Deep fried beans. Yeah, look, Kersh really flashed the first game against the Giants, 6 strikeouts in just 4 innings, had 14 swings and misses. Threw the change a little more. The slider had that bite to it. The curveball, when he executed, I mean, Austin Barnes didn't even move. The fastball command was there, and then it wasn't. Lots of hard contact that you want to limit, but let's give him at least 4 or 5 starts. And after 4 or 5 starts, if we see the Kershaw we saw against the Padres a couple nights ago, then yeah, we're going to have a long and tough and hard conversation about what that will mean about his future for this team and possibly next season. But like I said, it's way too premature. It is. And the truth of the matter is, I mean, he's kind of rushed back. They've rushed guys back to this year too frequently. And I think that they rushed him back through the rehab process as well, too. I mean, to me, that's almost a spring training start for me and Clayton Kershaw when you consider the fact it's his first arm surgery in his career. So I'm going to hold my judgment right now. We got the Dodgers plays making D-Mac sound like Kermit the Frog, Junior Torres. It's not easy being green. That was my best Kermit the Frog. D-Mac feel better. The Dodgers will peak when Roberts is fired from El Avendano. Carl, all we need to focus on is the postseason, get our team back. Yeah, so we got the good news on Yamamoto, throw to bullpen tomorrow. We got a good news on Rojas, who, by the way, Miguel Rojas will not need a rehab assignment. Dave Roberts, he revealed that before the game, that is right now. The plan is to not send Miguel Rojas out on a rehab assignment, but that's a lot of guys. That is a lot of players that you are going to have back. I mean, you're talking about 5 impact players for the Dodgers. Mookie Betts, Max Muncy, Miguel Rojas, Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and then Tommy Edman is a major wild card as well. And look, with Mookie Betts, everything I've heard is that everything has gone well for him. Dave Roberts said a few days ago that he's been participating in batting practice and that it's very realistic that he could be back in the next couple of weeks. So things are looking up from an injury standpoint. And I told you on this show a couple months now that I had confidence that Max Muncy would return. I think you're going to feel a lot better when he does return. And he really does a lot of things for this offense that he doesn't get enough credit for, and that is when this team is in a lull, that's when you get a Muncy blast. That's when you get a big at-bat from Max Muncy. I mean, he's still one of the most top 20 most dangerous hitters in the sport. I mean, he was on pace for 36 home runs and 100-plus RBI, and he's been out for a long, long time now. He's been out for months now when he was headed for another all-star season. So, I mean, I think the Joe Kelly is interesting too. I mean, just giving that meatball to Brent Rooker, like someone pointed out right here. Bring up Robes, leave Buehler down. Justin Robleski deserves another opportunity too. You're not going to rely on a bunch of rookies in the postseason, but I mean, if you can make the case that Robleski right now, I mean, is pitching better than Gavin Stone in his last 5. So I think, yeah, Gavin Stone, it just really hasn't been as sharp lately. And a lot of it is just because some of the he's kind of working his way around traffic, too many base hits, just not hitting his spots enough. And I think that really comes down to the fact that he has been the one guy that you've been able to count on all year and just starting to catch up on him at this point. D-Mac, is this a 10, 15, or 60-day IL cold? Ken? Hopefully I don't need to go on the 10-day. Hopefully I'll be available to pinch hit tomorrow. Let's just say it like that, but I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I sound all like Kermit the Frog here. D-Mac needs some tea ASAP. Mr. Classic. Stone was getting Stone tonight from Young West. Smith is Carlton at this point. Mr. Irrelevant. Wow, lots of hate for Will Smith. Okay, he's going to be just fine. Let's go down here. Kershaw, Sally will be an opener at best, and even that sounds scary from Delirium 9. I think go so many different ways with Clayton Kershaw. I mean, I think barring injury to another starter, he could be one of the 2, 3, or 4 game starters in a postseason series, or he could be off the postseason roster, right? I mean, there's so many ways it could go. Let's just be honest here. Because if he goes out there and he's getting rocked like he was against the Padres, I don't know how you could justify him on the roster, because Clayton Kershaw isn't built to come out of the bullpen. And, I mean, the guy, a first ballot Hall of Famer, a walking statue, you're going to have him in the back of the bullpen to be your mop-up guy. And, yes, you need a mop-up guy for the postseason, technically, but that's just not who he is. So I just don't see a world where he can be on this team and not get the starts, because that's what he's designed for, right? He gets swing and miss with a slider, but not You can't count on a guy that's throwing 90 with his four-seam fastball when he's coming out of the bullpen. I mean, that's just, I pray that does not happen. I really do. I pray to the baseball gods. I'm a devout Christian, right? Believe in the Christianity, but that one's tough. BDG, Roberts continue to find new ways to lose day in and day out. Let's see. Did Kevin Biggio get his glove yet, by the way? Anyone check that? There's trash in the chat. Okay, I'll do some blocking. Dodgers ass and only win 60 game seasons. Okay, who's that? Let's see. Who's your profile pic? Okay, well, guys, Friday night, good time for a block party. David Ortega, I thought Shohei and the Oscar and Will Smith were big-time bats. They are big-time bats. They truly are. I mean, the last couple months haven't been great for Will Smith. I will say that. I gave his numbers earlier. Step brother D-Mac, $5 super chat. Appreciate you. People are acting like everything will be fine when our stars come back, but by then the Padres might be in first. The Diamondbacks are closer than the Padres right now. And it could be a tie race down the stretch with this lull. And you're absolutely right, Step Brother D-Mac. And it's definitely worth bringing up. There's no doubt about it. But for me, I know the strikeouts have been bad. The at-bat quality has been bad. But really, this team needs to figure out its pitching before you can even address the offense, right? The offense is going to be fine. They truly are. I'm excited about the additions of Teoscar Hernandez and Shohei Ohtani, two guys they didn't have in the postseason last year. But doesn't matter who you have. If you can't get outs on the bump, then you're going to have a tough time winning a ton of games. But Roy Estrada, Kenny Chung, Lasorda would never accept this effort from these players. He beat the two best teams in '88, the Mets and the A's, to win. Yeah, absolutely. We beat the mighty Mets. No one said we could beat the mighty Mets. We got Bilal K. Austin Barnes makes Will Smith look like he's trash behind the plate. I'm so tired of Will Smith pass balls and his non-clutch hitting. Yeah, it's definitely a down stretch for Will Smith, but it's tough to turn on a guy that still is putting up numbers where he's well above average, right? But you definitely see him in too many big spots and not coming through. And when you're batting in that part of the order, which I think I really do want to see Teoscar in the 3-hole and then Smith batting 5th, at least right now. But tonight, Will Smith at the plate, no opportunities with runners in scoring position. By the way, Kevin Biggio went 1 for 5 with runners Kevin Biggio went 0 for 1, but the team only went 1 for 5. They only had 5 opportunities with runners in scoring position tonight. Shohei went 1 for 2 with the home run. He was the only Dodger that came through with runners in scoring position. So they didn't really create many opportunities tonight. That's the thing about this team. When you're not putting the ability to just have a chance to score, you're not going to put many runs across. And then Will Smith, batting average out to 253, 15 home runs. Really, this is kind of a down year for Will Smith as far as his overall numbers. But I think he gets hot, though. He's still enough time for him to get hot, have a 20-plus home run season, still above average at the plate, just not doing damage like we've seen him do. And I think that this team, they miss Mookie Betts, man. They miss Max Muncy. Freddie Freeman, you miss him for sure. And those are the key cogs. D-Mac croaked and gave us a Kermit impression tonight. Hit that like button. D-Mac, your Kermit the Frog was spot on. Okay, I'll do it another time. D-Mac, great inside Mucinex, generic, and managerial Z's. Okay, I'll take all you guys' advice. But, yeah, guys, I'll still be back tomorrow, though. Hopefully we'll be feeling better. And hopefully we'll all be feeling better, and we'll be able to celebrate a Dodgers win. But the injury news is positive, though. Let's be honest. That's some really positive injury news to be encouraged about. Walker Buehler situation, not so much. Bobby Miller hasn't found it yet down there. But like I said, I think this is as compelling a roster shakeup at the end, a crunch at the end that you're going to have, because all these guys, there's a competition within the team right now. And I think that was by design. And I'm hoping and praying that this team can just finally get fully healthy and really get some continuity down the stretch because, yeah, it's been rough for the last couple weeks. But let's do a couple more comments here, and then we'll let you guys enjoy your Friday night. The whole team needs a DFA besides Ohtani. That's from Fu. Undisputed talk, when we come back healthy, we'll be fine. Carl, if you expect this team to win all the time, even with all the injuries, better to stop watching until the postseason. It's baseball, man. You're going to lose a lot of games for sure. Mr. Classic D-Mac, great inside Jim Rome, rack 'em. Jim Rome. We are going to choke the division. No, come on. Let's not put that in the ether. Doug, make me a mod from BC. Look, if I could do that, honestly, I'm going to see if there's a way I could do that, BC. That'd be kind of cool. It definitely, you've earned that for sure. By the way, we're going to have our Dodgers Dugout Hall of Fame. We're going to enter some names pretty soon for the commenters. They're always rocking with us. By the way, comment Go Tani one time down below so you're eligible for our giveaway, a authentic Shohei jersey. We gave away a brand new Jack Flaherty jersey that we're going to be giving away as soon as they are eligible, as long as they're available for purchase. And that was at $94,000. We announced our winner on the trade deadline special show. So we're doing tons of giveaways, guys. So make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you hit that notification bell so you know when we're going live, and you're always commenting Go Tani down below so you can be eligible to win. We're doing hats and shirts pretty soon as well. John Bleed in Blue, $5. You baseball guides have a sense of humor. Phillies have lost 12 of 16 games. Dodgers had a losing record in July, and the A's had the best record in July. Hey, John Bleeds in Blue, that's the comment of the show. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Baseball is going to baseball. Baseball is not for the faint of heart, okay? Baseball is a sport that can break your heart. It's the cruelest game. It's the weirdest game. It's the most unpredictable game. Great teams have really rough patches. Bad teams go on hot streaks. Great players, they go on offers. I mean, this is why it's so important to get yourself in a position where when the lights turn bright in the postseason, you just happen to be hot and all things are put together. And hopefully that's the case for the Dodgers this season. But the good thing is that we can hang our hat on the fact that this team is getting key pieces back very, very soon here. Number one thing on the top of your mind right now when it comes to the Dodgers, when you go to sleep, say, talk to the baseball guys and let's pray for a good bullpen session for Yoshinobu Yamamoto, because Yoshi is built for the bright lights of the postseason. And also, opposing teams, they don't have that familiarity with him like they do with other pitchers around the league. I think that could play it for Yoshi. That plays it for River Ryan as well. So if they that's like getting ace back, man. And they're getting aces and MVPs back. And they're going to get a debut tomorrow from an ace in Jack Flaherty. And we'll be back when we break down that whole start. I'm so excited to see Jack Flaherty in Dodger Blue. His dream come true to pitch for his hometown team. What up, Rosemary Rodriguez? Shout out to the Rockies. Yeah, how about that? Shout out to the Colorado Rockies. Shout out to the Rockies, man. I mean, they have rough go of it there in Colorado. But they did beat the Padres tonight, which helped the Dodgers out. That's the most Rockies. That's the most Padres thing ever, right? Sweep the Dodgers, lose to the Rockies. That's why we're the Padres, because the Dodgers are their World Series. NS says hashtag BC for mod. Yeah, we'll start the campaign, BC for mod. Doug, can I go into the Hall of Fame? Alex, you'll be a first ballot for sure. We got a good class coming in. Cole, D-Mac, how long before your esophagus gets better from Cole? Okay, I'm going to give you a bruh for that one. But thanks again, guys, and thanks for rocking with us as always here on the Dodgers Nation post-game show. Subscribe to the #1 Dodgers YouTube channel, the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel, the #1 post-game show here on YouTube. Tons of giveaways coming. Comment Go Tani. We're getting close to 95K. Once we do, we're going to announce it live on this show. As always, Gabriel Munoz says, keep the face till the wheels fall off. Go Dodgers. I love that. That's a way to end the night. Enjoy your Friday night. We'll be back with you tomorrow. And remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. And until next time, think blue.